Like any other trading day, the day began with live market data flashing on screens and looking at charts and alerts going off on Wall Street's best and most up-to-date computers. After that, though, something happened that stopped the banking world in its tracks. There was a number on every Bloomberg screen for exactly 47 seconds that seemed impossible and was very scary. This is a tool that the world's smartest investors use. XRP, the coin that Ripple created, is worth 60,000. It wasn't a simple mistake. It didn't just happen once. It showed up at the same time in several countries and airports, and it lasted for almost a minute. Photographs were taken of it before it went missing. Rumors started to spread, and a movement began deep in the financial underground. But what if they meant for it to happen that way? It could show us what the future holds, but what would happen? This film goes into great detail about this strange event. A lot of people have called it the biggest financial mystery of the decade of people. We will look at the urban legend of the prophetic Bloomberg glitches, look at the strange similarities between these glitches and real events, and talk about what these findings mean for XRP, a digital currency that is usually overshadowed by Bitcoin and Ethereum but is getting a lot of attention right now. To begin, we need to prove that Ripple, Bloomberg, or any other financial institution has not proven that XRP will ever hit 60,000 or more. That amount is a lot more than the most that has ever been paid for XRP. What if, though, this mistake wasn't caused by carelessness? What if this was a sneak peek at where XRP would end up in the future, hidden deep inside a model that can see in the future or a program that trades in the future? Before we go any further, let's go over what has happened so far. Traders started posting pictures of their blurry Bloomberg screens on social media on September 8th. When the XRP was changed to USD, the screen did not show any sign of 50 cents or even a hopeful ones. It was said to be 1,000, which is more than the highest price ever recorded for Bitcoin. It was gone in the same instant that it showed up. The photos, on the other hand, still exist. What's more, the conversation does the same thing. This is not the first time something like this has happened. A lot of people on Wall Street think that Bloomberg's problems can often tell them what will happen in the future, but they don't say this out loud. Based on certain, a bug in the Bitcoin ticker in 2011 showed BTC at $1,000, and a few months actually hit that value. This was seen by traders with a lot of experience. Before the official news came out, Apple's price showed a split. This is another example of how Bloomberg never talks about these supposedly expected problems. People are very devoted to this cause because these events happen so often. Some people think these bugs are just mistakes, while others think they are data from simulations or models that have already been used, been tried briefly getting into live feeds. At the moment, some people think they are the result of trading bots with artificial intelligence testing out possible market situations in computer scenarios. The effects can be seen by everyone for a short time. You either have to believe all of that or none of it. This new bug in the XRP system did not happen by chance, at least not to the people who are seeing it. Not long after the bug became well known online, Bloomberg started sending takedown warnings for its articles. The posts of some Twitter accounts that had the picture were taken down. After it was reported for spreading false financial information, videos that talk about what happened were marked with a label. One well-known expert of cryptocurrency says that a post they made on their LinkedIn account was taken down. If it was just a technical glitch that didn't mean anything, why would you go to so much trouble to get rid of it? When there is control, people are interested. Adding fuel to a fire that was already on. In this case, what happens is an explosion of speculation. First, let's talk about Ripple. Ripple Labs invented the XRP cryptocurrency so that banks could send real-time payments to each other for different currencies. For the benefit of people who don't know much about the subject, this was done. Bitcoin's main purpose is to keep value, and it works on a decentralized system. Ripple, on the other hand, is mostly concerned with meeting the wants of businesses. A lot of different groups like banks, payment networks, and companies that send money to other countries. It's easy to use, quick, and cheap to buy XRP. Even though it is in court battles with the US and the Securities and Exchange Commission right now, it has continued to make deals with other countries around the world. Okay, now let's pretend that XRP really does become the world's bridge currency. If Ripple then was the main cross-border payment network, XRP's price could reach all-time highs. If that happened, would 60,000 be a crazy amount of money to spend? Yes, of course. But is it really impossible? Not at all. What you think is valuable is what makes something valuable. So if XRP wants to be the standard for world liquidity, it needs to be able to settle trillions of dollars every day. Some people who study XRP say that the price of the token needs to go up a lot so that it can handle all of this activity without causing inflation. Price is not just based on how much people want or need something. In line with this idea, if you want to move trillions of dollars, you don't want billions of pieces to change hands. You, on the other hand, want the unit price to be higher so that big deals can be made more quickly and quickly. There's no way to know for sure, but this line of thinking is the basis for ideas that are worth 10,000 in XRP. The mistake of 60s LOs and adds another strange factor to the mix. This had been a test run with a real person who got pushed by accident, or even the internet, someone who blew the whistle left a trail. We talked to developers and data experts who have worked with Bloomberg's financial APs and data design before but wanted to stay anonymous. Many people think that what we saw was a shadow value or a made-up price that was shown in a back-end sandbox that was accidentally tied to a live environment. If this is true, then there is a model somewhere that says XRP will hit 60,000. The Bloomberg terminal is just one way to look at that model. What would happen if XRP ever got to that level? point. It's possible that XRP would be worth many times more than the world's GDP if its market cap reached 60,000. If we're being honest, either a big drop in the amount of XRP that can be used or a change in the value of the currency would have to happen in this case. But as I said before, everything we're talking about here is just a figure of speech. There is a chance that the $60,000 is not real money. A small noise coming from the mock could be a figure of speech, a warning, or a message. Besides that, it's important to keep in mind that tests are often done on banking systems years before they happen. Each year, central banks try to guess how interest rates will change over the next few decades. What if this bug turned out to be part of a 60,000 liquidity situation in the future? Some people think that XRP is just a stand-in for a made-up global reserve asset that isn't backed by states, but by people's trust in algorithms. Of course, a lot of people have doubts. Many buyers said the problem wasn't with the service honest. Some people said the photos had been used to change their minds. We all know that digital forensics doesn't always work in the world of cryptocurrency. But if you think about it, how could this be a fake if it happened in so many places and on so many screens at the same time? And what kind of PR made Bloomberg reply in such a rude way? These are the things you need to ask. Some people think that we are living in the age of predicting money, when